Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is Soulology, the science of the soul. And what I'd like for us to talk about today is simply 3 ways to understand the soul. And what exactly may I mean by understanding the soul? Many of us are still learning to understand ourselves, and the quickest way to get to that point of understanding self is to understand what the soul is and how it works and how it's connected to you and who you're being in this reality. And it gives you a sort of understanding of who you truly are, in a sense. So, what exactly would help? What are 3 reasons? What are 3 ways? 1. Crystals. Crystals can help in many ways with you understanding self. One of the crystals I talked about yesterday, which is moldavite. And it's not just moldavite, it can be rose quartz, amethyst, it can be larimar, it can be obsidian, it can be alexandrite. There are many different crystals out there that can connect to you in growing you. And it doesn't even have to be a crystal, it can be just a rock, and maybe you feel the energy from that rock, or maybe you imbue your own energy within that rock and connected to who you are. But the reason you might feel in a sense of understanding the soul due to a crystal is some of those crystals can connect you to certain energy, certain power, certain people that may help you grow in understanding that part of you. Sometimes even through meditation, it can help you understand who you truly are in identifying what you're being in this moment or growing in this moment. So, give or take what crystal you use, it can be beneficial to you. And I would state to you to do your own research on that. Because not all crystals work for people. And I can't give you a full description of an exact one. I'll give some basic ones probably in another video for people who are interested in just finding types of energy. But the energy that is tailor-made for some people may be give or take depending on the stone. The next one is going into nature. Now, how can this help you understand the soul? It can simply help you understand by, first of all, refueling energy. Because of the fact that we're constantly in the move back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, doing whatever we're doing in everyday life. And it can refuel your energy and make it a lot easier for you when you take the time. Whether it's sleeping in nature or meditating. One of the things I do is meditate, because sometimes when I've had a bad day or I get frustrated or not, I go into nature or I meditate, and it helps a lot to understand self and what's going on, and not to really worry about the issues of today. The other thing you can do is nature can give information, and this leads into meditating. When you meditate, let's say you just lay there on the grass or you're in the dirt or whatnot. Sometimes when you're in meditation, and the reason why I say sometimes, it just depends on you and growing yourself. It's not something where it instantaneously happens unless it does. But that being said, when you go into nature, you can get information naturally that may help you understand self. It might be amplified, of course, because all the information you're looking for is within you. And, of course, we as a species are constantly looking outside of ourselves for information instead of within ourselves to realize the information we already have. So taking that time to realize that information can be beneficial. Number 3, knowing the energy around you. And the reason why I say knowing the energy around you, what you bring around you can have an effect on understanding your reality. That's why you should be careful who you bring it around you, whether it's family, friends, or anyone for that matter. Understand everybody, but understand what energy should be around your inner circle and which one should not be in your inner circle, because it can be a problem to you. It can be very difficult, and it might not be the best interest for you to have that type of energy. For example, in my own experience, I've met people who've had negative energy, and what I've realized is all of a sudden I'm depressed and I'm sad about life and everything, and I'm wondering, why am I like this? And I had to check myself a few times when I remember, well, who's the last person you talked to? Oh, I talked to so-and-so. And their energy was very negative, and I realized it had an effect, especially for someone like me being an empath. That can be a problem. That being said, I prefer to put myself away from that type of energy because of the fact that, like I've said before, betrayal of the self in order not to betray another is still betrayal nonetheless. It's the highest betrayal. I cannot betray myself, and I wouldn't advise people to betray themselves because of someone else. You can compromise with people, of course, but if people just are like like Burger King, have it my way, they may not be the right person or right fit for you. That means you may need certain energy around you that is more beneficial and more willing to understand you as you understanding them. It has to be, of course, a circulation of energy and willingness. And the same goes with family. There's sometimes where you can't be around certain family for the simple fact of their energy. And of course, you might be in a situation where you have no choice to deal with them, and that's what I mean by, will just prepare yourself and find a way out of that if possible. If you can't, then, like I said, meditation, going into nature, things like that can be beneficial to you one way or another, even if you're going through what you're going through. So, these are 3 simple ways of understanding the soul. So, just realize that you are the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. And to everybody out there, have a good morning, a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. And to everybody, peace and namaste.